Keegan, and I live at 1641 Columbia, and I'm 64 years old. How long have I lived in Michigan, or Berkeley, Michigan, I should say? I would have to say that Berkeley has been the place I've been in about 57 or 58 years.
I've lived in Berkeley my whole life.
Yeah, I've been in Berkeley my entire life too.
Berkeley.
Hi, I have lived in Berkeley, oh my God, all my life.
I grew up in Berkeley. When I got married, I moved out of Berkeley, but I've lived in Berkeley since I was born, so over 25 years.
It's steadily grown. It's a nice little bedroom community with great places to be. It's a fun family town.
Berkeley's kind of always been a more close-knit community because my parents also went to Berkeley High and stuff, and they still know people who live in Berkeley today that they grew up with.
The Berkeley Theater was the place to go. When I was a kid, this was not uncommon for us to go almost every weekend to the matinee.
I started in 1984. I was a junior in high school, and I worked there for about 5 or 6 years after, even while I was going to college. I loved working there. The people there were so much fun.
I grew up going to the Berkeley Theater. I'm sure I saw my first movie there. I remember seeing Bambi there. And people would just walk in at any point. You didn't worry about getting there at the beginning of the movie. You'd walk in, and if the first movie was about halfway through, you would sit there and watch the end of that movie and the previews and the newsreel and the cartoon. And then the next movie, and then it would start all over again. And it was wonderful.
Well, I drive past it almost every day, and when I was little, I remember looking at it thinking, like, do they show movies there? And then I'm pretty sure they don't, and they haven't in a very long time. I know they just, like, say important events on the front of it.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about the Berkeley Theater.
Depression. I was so sad. Teaching in the Berkeley schools for many, many years, I would tell the kids about the theater, and they would say, can we bring it back? I said, I don't think so. I mean, their parents wanted it brought back. They wanted it brought back. It would be nice, but it's not going to happen.
Especially the employees were so sad to see it go. We had hoped that they could, turn it into some other kind of theater. The things that have changed is that it's turned into a Rite Aid now, and they tried to keep a little piece of it on the outside, but it's not quite the same.
It was awful when they announced that the theater was going to be sold, and a lot of people are still angry about it. It wasn't the city's fault. They tried to find somebody to buy it as a theater and run it as a theater, but the guy who owned the building, he just got a lot more money from Rite Aid.
I feel like it should be more important because I'm guessing it's been there for a really long time, at least my whole life and my mom's whole life, so it definitely should be something that is more important and more of a staple.
Yeah, it seems like really old school and cute, and I feel like it would be really nice if it did play a bigger part in Berkeley, because I don't think that it really does.
It's changed a lot. There's very few places that are still around that were around back in the 50s and 60s.
Stores have come and gone, and the movie theater has come and gone, but that's true of every city in the world.
Even as Berkeley continues to evolve, I think that the people are what makes Berkeley unique.